Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Zachariah the Ghost. I was watching episode 20 of The Wife, and surprisingly, we were introduced to Zandile's father. Just an episode after Zandile got engaged, somehow the father just came out of nowhere. I look at that and I was like, okay, how did the father know that Zandile, she was out of jail? And how did the father knew exactly where Zandile stayed? Because he arrived at night and he arrived like the godfather, And once I saw him, I thought maybe these are, the drug dealers who are there to collect what belongs to them. Because remember, we still don't know who gave, Bully that bag full of coke. We still don't know. And Bully, she's gone. And Zandile, we know that she was supposed to transport that bag full of coke. And now people all of a sudden, they showed up, at the Zulu house at night. I thought maybe these are the owners of that bag. But it turns out that that's, Zandile's father. And that explained why Zandile, on the previous episode, she was saying she's the one who taught Nkosana tricks, how to do certain things. That means, Zandile grew up in a family of mafias, to a family whereby the father is like the Don. He is calling the shots, and he is well known, from where, they grew up at nqoba. That really shows why Zandile, she is that street smart, and she can even show the Zulu brothers how to do a thing or two, and how maybe it can explain how she really survived in jail, simply because of she have those survival tactics. And also, surprisingly, when they showed up, no one knew them. The Zulu brothers didn't know who they were, until when Zandile was like saying Baba, like dead, and that's how, they really ended that episode. But let me go back to, the beginning of the episode, because we have seen that after, that proposal, Zandile was like, brewing or preparing nqoba, the African beer, for the rest of the family. And we have seen Nziga and nqoba showing up, with the present. They bought her, scarf, because they said, winter is around the corner. So we bought you this present because now she is about to become the new Makoti in the family. And we saw that once they were giving her that present, she was super excited. And she was like, oh, this one looks expensive. And Nziga was like saying, yeah, in this family, we have money. And they didn't see that Shlomo was like watching, because Shlomo was about to join them, but she saw that, they were giving her a present, and she wanted to listen to everything that they were saying. And she was not happy to see that, the two young men are buying present, for Zandile, but because of they didn't buy, presents for her. It was like one of those things that, the beef is going to continue between the two Zulu wives. And, I don't see it ending anytime soon, because of the more Zandile is getting what she deserves, is the more Shlomo will feel like she's belittled, or she's not respected the way she thinks she should be, or she should be appreciated, And I see that as something that will continue maybe until even season 3. Because remember, we are still going to, be introduced to, Kawa's new girlfriend. And I just don't know how it's going to happen between the 4 ladies. It's going to be something else. I cannot just wait for season 3. Because I think we are still going to see, the battle between these ladies since we lost Jabu. Now, when they were doing that, giving her the presents, that's when Nkosana showed up. And when he arrived there, he was like saying, who bought the present for my fiance? And he was like not happy about that. But of course, he's the older brother. He has to say something so that, the younger brothers can see that, okay, he is, the fiance to Zandile. And what I liked is when he was like saying, I am the only one who is allowed to buy you presents, not this young man. And Zandile was like saying, why are you jealous? They are your biological brothers, they are here because they just want to do something nice. And we also saw that nqoba had a chance to speak with the rest of, you know, the family, because we have seen that there was a meeting whereby Nkosana, Kawe, and Sambulo, they were in the meeting with nqoba, and they were discussing, you know, what was going on, because they said, because I remember when Nkosana was like saying, our family is well respected, and because of that we have enemies, and those enemies are the ones who took you to, you know, hospital. They are the ones who shot you, and we understand what you are saying, and that's the reason why we think it will be better for you to withdraw your, you know, participation in the next coming elections, because that's gonna cause conflict, and, you know, it will look like we are not united as brothers. So we think you should, you know, withdraw that, so that we can all support Sambulo against the Majola brothers. And, you know, nqoba didn't want to listen to them, because he felt like they were gossiping about him, and he felt like they are all working against him. And he was like saying, look, let's make things easy. Let's see each other at the election, because it looks like you guys, you already, you know, came to the conclusion that Sambulo is the one who deserves this position. And I don't know why you are choosing this guy, because he's not even educated. He has no experience about, you know, the running the whole business and everything. And that was a bit disrespectful, because there was the other scene whereby, you know, they had to talk, Sambulo and nqoba. And, you know, nqoba was like still belittling Sambulo by saying, you drop out of school and you don't even know how to run this thing. Just step aside and let me continue with what I'm doing. You know, and I don't see nqoba, you know, winning that election. And I also don't see the Majola brothers, you know, winning that election, because we know when we're saying the Majola brothers, actually it's Geja who is supposed to be, you know, the candidate that can run for, you know, represent the Majola brothers. But I don't see him also winning that. I think Sambulo will do a great job, because he also spoke with Kawe about, you know, the family business, and he was like saying, I want you to help me. I want you to be close to me so that we can run this thing together, because you can see Upudomtala, you know, he's dealing with a lot. He's dealing with Zandile's issues, and you can tell that Mkhele is also dealing with, you know, Tromo's issues. You know, we are the ones who are supposed to run this thing. And they had a meeting. I remember when Sambulo had a meeting with Kawe, and they were discussing how are they going to move forward. And that's when Sambulo was like saying, I think we should add extra working hours so that we can have, you know, extra people who are going to work for the association. And later we can have more people in our association. And that means they can make more money by, you know, adding working hours. Like maybe I think there will be, you know, certain cars which will be working even at night, whereby they can transport people from that taxi rank. I think it's a great idea, because transportation is always needed, you know, 24 hours. I think that will help a lot, because I've seen the other scene whereby, you know, they're talking about books, where Sambulo was showing nqoba books, and it was like saying, man, the taxi association lost so much money, and we also lost, you know, taxis under your leadership. Can you please explain this? You know, nqoba was like saying, since you're fighting for that position, you know, you need to know how to deal with this thing. This is business. You know, and if you want to be, you know, the taxi association chairman, that means you must fix these problems, because you are fighting for this position. You know, there is a beef between the brothers, but Sambulo is calm. He understands, you know, the risk. He understands everything which is happening, and that's why I think he will be a best candidate for that. I think he will do a great job, you know. And so far, guys, episode 20 was just a great episode. You know, they just surprised us by showing us the father of, you know, Zandile, because we know nothing about him, but you can tell that he is one of those dons. He is one of those godfathers who used to run things back in the days. But I think they are going to reveal more about him. What is he doing? What he's capable of doing? You know, I think maybe it's one of those guys, man, who make things happen, you know, because even the way he came out of that car, you know, that scene, it was like great, you know, because I've seen on episode 21 when they were discussing the lobola and everything, and I think maybe Zandile, she's behind it. She's the one who, you know, told the father that must show up simply because of she is competing with Flomo, and she wants to make sure that, you know, she make, you know, a serious demand so that, you know, her wedding cost can be way better than, you know, Flomo's wedding cost. Because that's what I see. I see, you know, those women competing till the end, you know, until one, you know, decided to go. Because I had Flomo was having a conversation with Mkhele, and she was like saying the house is becoming smaller and smaller. You know, that means she doesn't have freedom anymore in the house. And she was also complaining about the way Zandile is treating her every time she see her. And, you know, Mkhele was like saying, remember, Zandile spent many years in jail, so we need to give her time so that she can cope and she can, you know, get up to speed to understand how things are done outside. You know, I really loved that. You know, it was a great thing. And also, what I didn't mention on the previous episode was that when Nkosana went to visit Nomusa in jail, you know, they were talking about everything. And after they discussed, you know, the problem that Nkosana is having, she gave him advice. And I remember when the prison warden, she was like saying, our boss, you don't even give her a kiss, because it's very hard in here, you know. She is thirsty, you know, and we have seen Nkosana and Nomusa kissing, you know, for the first time. And you can tell even the way Nomusa was looking at Nkosana, because he was like saying, this is something that I've been, you know, wanting for a very long time. And now we don't know if they have a history before or they had a history before. She can go to jail. We really don't know. But maybe there was a history between them, the way, you know, Nomusa looked at Nkosana. You know, but we will see what will happen on episode 21 and the other, you know, 3 episodes which will land on Thursday. And I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. I just wanted to speak about The Wife because it's a great TV show, guys. And I'll add more TV shows so that, you know, we can grow this channel, because I want this channel to grow. And I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that I deliver content all the time. Thank you.